Hujambo na karibu. Karibu tena katika ufalme wa Kiswahili. Kama jamii tunasaidiana kukikuza na kukiimarisha Kiswahili chetu, kwa sababu tunaamini experts wa once beginners. Na wewe pia uko njiani kuongea Kiswahili kama mwenyeji. Kwa hiyo nakusihi, subscribe hapo chini ili uwe mmoja wetu na uweze kujifunza Kiswahili cha kimataifa na kuongea kama mwenyeji. Natumai leo uko tayari kujifunza kuhusu conditional tense. Wakati uliopita tulijifunza jinsi ya kutumia conditional tense kama na ki. Acha nirudi kwa Kiingereza. Last time, in the past video, we talked about how to form a conditional using kama and ki as an infix. If you have not watched that video, just continue watching this video, but at the end it will be recommended. Just go watch it and you are going to get information on how to use ki infix and kama to make a conditional clause or to make a sentence conditional. Okay, so today we are going to use nge and ngali, or ngeli and ngali. So some people confuse themselves because we have two types, like we have nge and ngeli and we have nga and ngali. So they wonder, between nge and ngeli, which one should I use? And between nga and ngali, which one should I use? You are going to know that today. So let me tell you what we are going to learn. That is the first thing that we are going to learn, how to differentiate between ngeli and nga, ngeli and nge, and ngali and nga. Which one should you use? And between nga and nge, or ngeli and ngali, which one should you use? Which one represent what? And after that we are going to see the negation of these two. And after that we are going to see the negation of these two infixes. Okay, that one might be divided into part 2 because this video might be very long, but let's see how it goes. Let's start with nge or ngeli. Nge and or ngeli is actually the same thing. Nge and ngeli is the same thing, but it is used for the present conditional. It is used to form the present conditional. Okay, so if you are using nge or ngeli, you are forming a hypothetical sentence in the present tense. For example, you can say something like this: if I were rich, I would marry you. Another thing, if you are honest, I will lend him a car. If you are honest, I would lend him a car. That is a hypothetical sentence in the present tense. Another thing you can say, if we were ready to travel, we would go to Canada. If we were ready to travel, we would go to Canada. Or if they were ready, they will travel by 8 a.m. If they were ready, they will travel by 8 a.m. So you are just forming sentences. So that is using nge or ngeli. Now let's see, where do you fix this infix when you want to form that sentence? Let's just translate the sentences that you have made in English. If I were rich, I would marry you. That one you can say in Swahili, ningekuwa tajiri, ningekuoa. Ningekuwa tajiri, ningekuoa. Just see, where is ninge? Where is the nge? Where is the nge? Ningekuwa tajiri, ningekuoa. So the nge is between the personal subject prefix and the main verb, because the verb that we're using here is kuwa tajiri, to be rich. Ningekuwa tajiri, ningekuoa. And ningekuoa, again you can see the nge is in between ni and the verb kuoa. Ningekuwa tajiri, ningekuoa. If I were rich, I would marry you. The next sentence, if you are honest, I will lend him my car. If you are honest, I will lend him my car. Angekuwa mkweli, ningempa gari langu. Angekuwa mkweli, ningempa gari langu. If you are honest, I will lend him a car. If you notice very well, in this conditional tense, we were using the verb kuwa a lot. So it's important for you to know what is the meaning of the verb kuwa and how it is used. I hope if you're watching this video, you are an advanced student already. Yeah, or you are an intermediate student, or you have learned something about the auxiliary verb kuwa in Swahili. It's very important for you to know it. Lastly, if we were to travel, we will go to Canada. Kama tungekuwa wa kusafiri, tungeenda Canada. Kama tungekuwa wa kusafiri, tungeenda Canada. If we were to travel, we will go to Canada. Notice nge is put in between the personal subject prefix and the verb. The personal subject prefix and the verb. Ninge, ninge. And here we are using both ninge, ninge. We are going to get into a situation where you can use ninge and ningali or ninga. Okay? So again, as I said, nge and ngeli are the same thing. You can still say ningelikuwa tajiri, ningelikuoa. But most of the time people just use nge without ngeli. In spoken Swahili, most people use nge, but in written, most people use ngeli. But you can use whichever one that you want, nge or ngeli. As I say, ningekuwa tajiri, ningekuoa is the same as ningelikuwa tajiri, ningelikuoa. Angekuwa mkweli, ningempa gari langu is the same as angelikuwa mkweli, ningelimpa gari langu. Angelikuwa mkweli, ningelimpa gari langu. Tungekuwa wa kusafiri, tungeenda Canada is the same as tungelikuwa wa kusafiri, tungelienda Canada. Okay? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Now, let's go to how it is negated. How do you negate this ngeli thing? So, for example, ningekuwa tajiri, ningekuoa, or ningelikuwa tajiri, ningekuoa. It is negated as this. You say, nisingekuwa tajiri, nisingekuoa. So, C is now put in front of nge. C is put in front of nge. So you write it as singe, but now you put it in between the same way you put it in between the personal subject prefix and the verb. Nisingekuwa tajiri, nisingekuoa. If I were not rich, I would not marry you. If I were not rich, I would not marry you. Nisingekuwa tajiri, nisingekuoa. Or you can say, nisingelikuwa tajiri, nisingelikuoa. Nisingelikuwa tajiri, nisingelikuoa. And then this other one about honesty, you can say, asingekuwa mkweli, nisingempa gari langu. Or, asingelikuwa mkweli, nisingelimpa gari langu. If he were not honest, I would not have lended him my car. Asingekuwa tajiri, nisingempa gari langu. Asingelikuwa tajiri, nisingelimpa gari langu. And the last sentence that we used was tusingekuwa wa kusafiri, tusingeenda Canada. Tusingekuwa wa kusafiri, tusingeenda Canada. If we were not to travel, we would not go to Canada. Okay? Or tusingelikuwa wa kusafiri, tusingelienda Canada. Okay? It's the same. So you use nge or ngeli in the positive or affirmative. Then you use singe or singeli in the negative. Where do you put the prefix, the infix? An infix is something that you put in between words. Okay? So that infix, you put it between the personal subject prefix and the main verb. Remember, the tense that we are using here, it's a conditional thing. So we are using nge, ngeli, nge or ngeli. That is the tense that we are using. So you are not supposed to think about the present, past, future, whatever. We're using nge or ngeli, and in negating we are using nisinge or singeli, singe or singeli. Okay, that's the thing. And now let's go and talk about nga or ngali. This will be in the part 2 video. Watch out for the part 2